Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris Ashley and this is Passion for the Wild and Wonderful. Today what I want to do is go over just some of the different shock calls that I use to get a bird to shock gobble for me. I like to use the crow call just during the day. The owl hooter I'll use in the morning hours, also through the day as well, and especially those late hours if I'm roosting a bird in particular. But these calls are great calls that can get you the ability to locate a gobbler. So you might have heard them as a locator call, for instance. And what I'll do is just go over, for me, what I like to do with the crow call and how I do the owl call. Now for me, this strategy that I use, or this call sequence I use on the crow call, seems to work really well at actually bringing in and calling in crows. And at that point, if they come in and pitch down in a tree, they'll generally go ahead and keep sounding off, and I can shut up at that point and just let them do the work for me. So what I normally do with it is, well, I'll just show you here. It's normally like a caw, 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 caw. Okay, here we go. So again, that's the crow call. A good locator call. I know some that have also used ones that's maybe like a screeching red-tailed hawk, but for me, I like to use this as a locator of, especially, let's say I've located a gobbler that was way off in the distance, and I want to move in on that bird, but I don't want to go ahead and use a turkey call that might risk pulling that bird in before I'm really ready, or if maybe he's closed the distance already and has maybe come in somewhat silent, then I might bump that bird. So what I do is try to use these locator calls that will give me the benefit of not having to use a turkey call, but maybe get them to shock gobble for me. So I'll go over that one more time. Here we go. Crow call. Alright guys, so what I want to go over next is the owl hooter that I also use as a locator call to get a gobbler to shock gobble. So with it, what you want to do is take your hand and wrap around the call, kind of like a C shape, to try to make a seal. Use your other hand to interlock. What you're trying to do is just make a sound chamber to contain that sound and help get a little deeper sound or bellow to it. And then what you're generally used to hearing is the who cooks for you, who cooks for you all. And I'll demonstrate that one initially, and then I'll move into, if that doesn't work, an additional call that is more of like the owl laugh or chuckle. So again, try to hold to where all the air is only going out the end where your hands are, trying to keep it sealed up, help give it that deeper call sound versus a higher pitch. So here's the who cooks for you, who cooks for you all. And again, that helps give it that little bit of a deeper sound. I can relax my hands a little bit to give it a little bit more sound transfer out. It'll make it be a little bit higher and not quite as deep, but we'll try it again here, and I'll just relax the hand a little bit more. So that's the who cooks for you, who cooks for you all. Now that would be the initial one that I do. If I don't get any kind of a gobbler response off of that, I would then go ahead and move into that laugh or chuckle, and I'll follow into that coming out of the original one. Now that's one way to do it, or on the end you can leave that little control that you're doing with your hand to get that wah, wah, wah out and be able to keep your hand open when you go ahead and do that roll. So that's the owl call. Again, these are just two simple locator calls that you can try to use, both the owl hooter there before or as lights breaking. You can still use it through the course of the day, and then also for those late hours. And then the other crow call, another, again, excellent locator call that you might just be able to get that bird to shock gobble. And again, sometimes this is a last ditch effort that I'll do right before I get up. If I felt like, you know what, the birds have either left the area, they're not responding, I'm not sure where they are, it might be a last ditch effort before I get up and leave and move out of the area, that I go ahead and fire off on one of these locator calls. So guys, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe, like the channel, ring that bell. I'll have more content coming out. There's other videos out there that you need to check out on the different types of calls for box calls, with a paddle, push-pull calls, diaphragm calls, and lots of other content too associated with hunting in the outdoors. Again, my name's Chris Ashley. Thanks for joining me, and I wish you luck out in the woods.